चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं कृपातमां वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणम्। हरे कृष्ण। Actually, sorry, I was not available for a few days. Some changes to the normal stuff. I was just thinking, life is meant for changes. So the Lord keep us in different situations, and through those situations, we will see how we are reacting to those. Just like we discussed about this few days back, Sridhar Swami, he was just thinking after his wife left the body, giving birth to a Vaishnav. I was just thinking, what should be done? Should he stay? Should he go? So this is where the more we are connected to the process, the more we feel sheltered and protected. There, he was not doing any independent decisions in his life. Rather, he was depending to see how Lord will reciprocate. And he just followed it. And later on, the child will become a great devotee of the Lord. Then he would take care of the entire community. It's something wonderful. So, dear devotees, actually, few days back we were discussing about Ishvara, Jiva, and Prakriti. Couple of days back, I was at the hospital. There, I realized one thing that so many people in the world have problems. So it was a very clearly showing. I remember my spiritual was telling about this many years back. He told us that the action and activities which we are doing, it should have gravity in it. The gravity comes when we actually actually recommends children, school children, on a field trip. School children will be taken to the jail on a field trip. School children will be taken to the hospital and then show them what actually go through there, or what people will go through there. So why the children has to see that? And once they are little adult, they should also see crematory places. Why these things have to be shown? Why these things have to be shown means that is actually fact of the life. If you are not right, we've been sent to the jail. Our health is not in our hands. Anything can happen at any moment. Things have to be stopped at, you know. without any. There is no reason we have to stop it. There's no option actually. There's no second option. We have to stop. Certain things we have to stop. We have to do whatever is priority. We should do. So when we see or visit these places, it's a clear indication that I always think about this. How are we? How are we just practicing Krishna consciousness like that? I always think about this without any gravity or without any seriousness in the process. We we kind of do or practice Krishna consciousness when there is time, or we follow certain rules and regulations when we can follow. Why those things do manifest? Again, an answer. Begin thinking about this question on a subtle level. It gives a clear clarity that we really never took up the process. We really never took up the process. I was actually thinking about this at the hospital. I was so busy at the hospital, but whenever there is a chance and an opportunity, I was just trying to see the people around. There are so many critical problems. I was talking to a few parents and then try to see, what's happening for them. So there is one very interesting data about it. This is it's very important actually. I was talking to a parent. They both are software. I live in Chennai, and the wife she left the job. I was asking, why did you leave? Your child is 7 years old. I was asking, any problem with the child? She looks normal. Then she started telling my child has uh, diabetes, type 1 diabetes. So her sugar levels will go drastically up. It comes drastically down. We have no idea how this came. We have no clue. She was all right up until last week. And all of a sudden, this week she's like this. And then I came to this hospital to take second opinion. So there are some children with mental illness. It's all kids hospital. It's a very famous place in Chennai, kids hospital. We also went to see, how one issue can be solved. And the moment I went there, our issue was very teeny. And then later on, I was talking to one of the senior Vaishnava. Later on, once I came back, I was telling him, Prabhu, we generally think that our problems are big problems. This is what I told him. But Prabhu, our problems are not big problems actually. There's so many people suffering in this world with bigger problems than us. Actually, when we go further, even those big problems are also not problems. The problems only become problem when we do not take up what we are supposed to take. That means when we do not accept certain things in the right way, which we are supposed to accept as per the Acharya, just like Arjuna had a problem. Every Jiva in this world will have a problem. Arjuna is representing Jiva Shakti. Arjuna is representing that. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhara. Srivasadi is representing the Jiva. Srivasadi is Narada Muni. He is the one who is representing the Jiva Shakti. So likewise, Arjuna is part of that. He is representing that. So through his problem, he is actually showing to the entire world that today you might not have a problem. That doesn't mean that tomorrow you will not get a problem. That doesn't mean that tomorrow's problem will be there forever. That problem will also go. Again happiness will come. Again problem will come. Again happiness will come. This is a cycle. This is a vicious cycle. The problem is when the problem comes, the problem becomes big problem. But when we technically see, the problem is not a problem actually. For example, so many people in this world doesn't have children. But there are so many people in this world they do not have good husband-wife relationships. It's a big problem actually. Don't we think it's a problem? It is a problem. Now, how do we come out? How do we come out of it? We should see what Arjuna did. We should see what Srila Prabhupada did. We should see what our spiritual masters have done in their life. When we see the practical examples, what happens, dear devotees, the faith in the process increases. And the faith increases, naturally, the way you chant will be deepened. His Honor Radhanath Swami Maharaj was being asked this question on his 75th appearance, which will come in 40 days. The question is, Maharaj, what to be done? What advice or or what message you wanna give? Because this is your 75th birthday. And he said, doesn't matter. 75, 25, 50, it doesn't matter. Whatever birthday is there, this is what I'll tell. Do everything for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. What is he trying to show? He says that deepen your strength, deepen your hearing, deepen your chanting, develop good relationships, be in the mood of servant, and do everything for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. Everything means everything. So then he concluded, oh, it doesn't matter, 25, 50, 75, or 100, doesn't matter, I'll tell the same thing. Even on my 75th appearance, even on my appearance, I'll tell the same thing. Why is it so important? Why are they focusing on that? Because, dear devotees, there are two things. You all know about this, right? Antibiotics, probiotics. What is probiotics been given to the children, right? It is a good bacteria. And what that would do, that would actually help the immunity system, help the stomach of the child. What is antibodies? Antibiotics. They're given to, remove the infection from the body. The probiotics is Krishna consciousness. If you give Shravana Kirtana continuously to your consciousness, no matter what trouble you get in your life, that trouble will not be a trouble actually. It's not a trouble because the trouble will actually elevate you further in the process of Krishna because the faith in the Lord and His words will increase because Krishna is telling this place is meant for that. You have trouble, go through that, not go through grow. Get it, try to understand, fix it, move forward. Practice Krishna consciousness. Oh, today is a problem. Oh, I'll not do this or I'll not do that. No, no, every day. Every day you should do this. Because the soul doesn't belong to this problem. Please try to understand. That doesn't mean that we don't fix the problem. We fix the problem. We pray. Pray for the well-being of the child. We pray for the well-being of the devotee. Why? Because there will devotees, there will be devotees, there will be practicing Krishna consciousness. Any obstructions are there, we pray to Lord and receive the mighty Lord. Please help. So that why? Bhagavatam actually says, if there is bad health, you should pray to the Lord. Why? Again, after getting good health, if you engage in sense gratification, that is not the purpose of praying for the Lord. The purpose for praying for the Lord is to develop a relationship with the Lord and with the devotee, with the child, whoever it is, and then after that, give them an opportunity and the facility so that they can practice Krishna consciousness. That is the whole idea. That is the whole idea of this existence. When we are speaking, everyone is breathing without anyone's intervention. Who is taking care of that? Is our father and mother taking care of that? No. It's Krishna, the Supreme Master. He is taking care of that. And who is telling that? It's our spiritual master. They will tell us. We don't know about that. We don't know anything actually. They will tell us. We would just understand absorb smarana, varana into the state of acceptance and then go dwell into it and then move forward. Then what happens? Then the more and more faith, more and more conviction increases. This is what happened yesterday. I was driving from Chennai to some place my friend drove, and then he dropped off at Nellore. So before Nellore, there is few places, Bapatla, and then before Bapatla, I took the car. And I was just driving, it became so dark, pitch dark. And then the roads were not that good. And then the car light was also not that great. I was just wondering, I was just thinking about the situation. And yeah, this is where we are, right? Aren't we there in this particular situation? Like we are in a complete dark and illusory state. And then through that illusion, what is happening that we are thinking that we are going this way, but that way is right or wrong, we don't know actually. I was literally thinking about, driving, but it's difficult. That was only for a kilometer or two. And after that, it was okay. So likewise, the difficulties in one's life, they come and go. But whoever develops stronger faith and conviction with the acharyas, with their words. Srila Prabhupada, when he was very young, there was a doctor who told him to, you should give him chicken soup. He'll be all right. Prabhupada couldn't take it. Doesn't matter. Chicken soup or whatever it is. Couldn't take it. Because it's against their thing. That's okay. Krishna wants to protect, he'll protect. Krishna wants to give us something else, he will give us something else. What is the whole idea? The whole idea is to ensure that whatever I am doing, is it pleasing Krishna? Please try to understand this, read about this. I was literally thinking about this. When we are driving on the road, and the lights are gone, can we drive? No, we cannot drive. We are blindfolded, especially in the night. We are blindfolded, cannot drive. The spiritual master is that kind of a person who comes into our life and then shows that light. Very important. Because that light is actually the source. Shravana, when we actually do Shravana, core to the heart, what happens is, all these inabilities, they are taken care. They're taken care. A child was protected so nicely. I was just literally seeing the presence of the Lord and the presence of the acharyas at every moment. Because it is only through their mercy she was able to come back after that. Because it is very important. Dear devotees, there's so many things which will happen in our life. Arjuna was also being kept in that particular state. It's a very, very difficult state. Arjuna state, nobody will get it. Actually, Arjuna, he himself did not get that kind of situation before. It was a very, very tricky situation. It's a life and death situation. Oh, he was simply giving so many reasons, which is all valid reasons. Don't you think that all those reasons are valid? They are very valid. Don't you think that they are not as per the scriptures? They are as per the scriptures. He was very focused. He says that if we kill all these people, then Varna Ashrama Dharma will be broken. That's a fact, actually. It's a fact. Because there will not be people who will be training the next generation. If the people are then not there to train the next generation, then what happens? Varna Ashrama is broken, Varna Shankara is established. That is what is happening right now. Why this problem, that problem, why these things are coming in one's life? Because of this. Through our karmic reaction, we get so many things. But whoever accepts that, then actually Krishna gives little only. We are supposed to get more. But Krishna is through loving Father, he gives only little. Because when he gives that little, when we turn towards the Lord, my dear Lord, you are the only thing. Whatever you do, you want to do. You just do it. You help. If you want to help, you can help. Whatever you do, that it's up to you. It's in your hands. This is a state of consciousness Srila Prabhupada established. In his heart and heart, Prabhupada said, "Oh, my dear Lord, I've been here in this Vrindavan, but my spiritual master wanted to spread, told me to spread this message. But if I am there in Vrindavan, how can I spread? I cannot stay here. I should go. I should go. How can I stay here? That was the instruction for his spiritual by his given by his spiritual master. Now our instruction might be different. That's why through our instruction, whatever we should, that's what we do. That's what we should do. We should aspire for that. We should do our best to try to follow that. See, Arjuna's instruction, Arjuna's Krishna as a spiritual master, he gave one instruction. That instruction is totally different to what Prabhupada received from his spiritual master. Prabhupada's spiritual master instruction might be different. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji did not do that. And that doesn't mean that every person will do the same thing. No. As per the guidance, as per the instructions, they do it. This is called as submissiveness. And we are just running here and there with the world, thinking that this is good. Let me go here, let me go there. Let me have some good time. Let me stay here, let me stay there. These are all the things we are actually wasting this valuable human form of life. I'll tell a small story. Very instrumental, very instructive. As a Mataji, she is self-realized. Her husband is a king. Obviously, she is self-realized. Her only interest is self-realization. No other interest. She doesn't send her son to, big convent, stating that, oh, my dear son, you should become an engineer. Oh, my dear son, you should become a big doctor. That is not her state of consciousness. So, what is she trying to teach? She is not even teaching the political science so that he will become a king in the future. She's teaching self-realization. First child is born, is grown up. She has trained him in self-realization, and then that child will leave, goes to the forest. And then he becomes a mendicant. He practices self-realization. And then the king was little upset. Again, they had another male child. Again, the same thing is repeated. Now, this time the king is telling, oh, my dear wife, I know your intention. I understand. And then I upload it. But I'm getting old. I should pass on this kingdom to my next generation. So let us have a child, and you do not train him in what you have trained the first two children. That means no self-realization. Do not train him in the science of self-realization. Then she agreed. Then they had third child. But she did one thing. Because she's mother, she knows what is the essence. Self-realization is the essence of everything. No matter what we do, what we get, there's no happiness in that. She's convinced with that. So through that conviction, what she did, she wrote up a letter, a poem, a big poem, very beautiful poem. It comes in Markandeya Puran. And in that Puran, it doesn't talk about Krishna, but it talks about self-realization. That means this place is Dukhalayam, shows to the plane of Brahman. Brahma. Okay. She writes a letter, a poem, and then she keeps everything in that poem. Those 8 stanzas are very beautiful. I'll share that in the group also. You can you can see that. So what happens is the devotees over there, Now that child, she did not train him in self-realization. That child becomes a king. He learned all political science, which his father recommends. Becomes a king. And he rules. He rules the kingdom nicely. Obviously, even if you rule the kingdom, whatever you do, there's no happiness here. No, he also felt the same. There's no happiness. How? Because his two brothers came back. This is a twist. His two brothers came back. And then what happened? His two brothers are asking, give her property. Divide the property in three parts. And then there's some quarrel, this thing, that thing happening. He was frustrated, the third son. Up until that point of time, he was happy. He was thinking that everything is great. Just like we have a full-time job, this, that, so many things. Everything is great. Car loan is done, house loan is done, children are settled, everything is great. Huh? Then at that point, this problem came. Then he realized his mother told whatever he said. This is what submissiveness is really about. So, a beautiful principle actually. So through that submissiveness, he opens up the box and he reads that. Just by reading that, he becomes self-realized because he has a problem, na? That's why person who has a problem will take the Krishna consciousness very seriously. He'll take it to the heart. So his faith, his acceptance, his realizations will deepen. Oh, this Prabhu, he also realized that this is I leave everything. Let's leave. Then his two brothers, this is a twist. His two brothers says, beautiful. This is what we are expecting from you. We also don't want this thing. We will also go. Actually, we came for you only. Was to pull you out of this Maya, from this illusion. The brothers came to pull the third child from illusion. Just like a spiritual master will pull the conditioned soul from illusion. They pull. क्या है इधर आ जाओ come this side. There is nothing on that side. Come this side. There is no ruchi in bahirangika shakti, external energy. There is no thing. Come to antarangika shakti, internal energy, please. Internal energy is beautiful. Please come, please come. So he pulled. That's how that child also became self-realized. So important, dear devotees. Time is running out for everyone. I was just talking to my friend while coming. I said, I don't realize how 19 years passed by in US. Time flew very fast. Now at least I have some time to practice Krishna consciousness sincerely so that this process can be taken in a deeper way. Just like Arjuna took, just like Srila Prabhupada, all these wonderful spiritual masters, just like they are taking. It's a great opportunity to take in their footsteps. Mahajanayana gatasya panta. Not breaking, but just following them. Whatever they say, we should just do it. Just like an innocent child. He will just do whatever the father is telling. This is good for the child. If the father says, oh, father, let's say the father took the child to the beach. The child is playing in the beach, Chennai beach or somewhere else. So the father says, my dear son, time is up, let's go. The child immediately comes. That means what is he giving importance to? He's not giving importance to the sandcastle. Rather, he's giving importance to the relationship of the Lord. Please try to understand. This is devotion. Whoever gives importance to the acharyas and then their words to the Lord, that is Krishna consciousness. That means doesn't matter which situation we've been kept in. Irrespective of our situation, if we accept the truth, follow it, apply it, move forward, that is devotion. That submissiveness is actually the beginning to devotion. Just like Arjuna submitted. The very, very important. This is first principle, you do what? First principle, which has to be established. Then everything will come. For example, if a child is really submissive to the parents will try to train the child. Please try to understand. The parents will try to train. Let's say if the child is little hesitant, the parents will say, "Oh, that's okay, now we can go and play." Why? Because the child doesn't accept more than that. They know. Likewise, spiritual master, what they say, "Oh, Prabhu, this is what I can do." Then they say, "Oh, okay, that's good, good. At least you are doing this. Go, go, go. Move forward." But they know that is not required. What they do is they wait. They wait more, 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 and more. Because on one side they wait, but on the other side they see the time is running out. They would wait, 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 wait. Just like Krishna, he was waiting in chapter 1. He did not speak a word. That waiting for like is like 10 minutes or so. Did not speak a word. To what Arjuna is responding. Arjuna is telling me, "My dear Lord, what's gonna happen? Arna Shankara will come." Actually, very interesting, another interesting aspect is in none of those things there is Krishna. That's why when we speculate independent of the Lord, there is no Lord actually in that. That means we are with the material nature only. That means the Jiva, where is the Jiva? Jiva is with the material nature. The Jiva is not with Ishvara. Because the Jiva is actually thinking about about is Jiva is trying to think and solve the problem irrespective of the guidance of Ishvara. Please try to understand. There is no guidance of Ishvara. It's very interesting because the moment Arjuna started taking solutions irrespective of the Lord, you know what is happening? Irrespective of the Lord. What is happening? The result is different. Now, Arjuna, in all those discussions, there is no presence of the Lord. There is no Lord actually. But there are Shastras. Please try to understand. He is using scriptures, but there is no Krishna in it. This is one way of understanding the truth. Truth can be understood in two ways. The same Bhagavad Gita, if an impersonalist is reading, he will keep Krishna aside. He will keep spiritual master and Krishna aside, and then he will try to learn independently. That means if a person is trying to learn independently, what happens is through whatever his intelligence he has, that is what he will pursue. He will not pursue more than that. Just like Arjuna, whatever intelligence he has, that's what he perceived. That means there is a stop somewhere. Please try to understand. It's very, very important. This is what this is an important principle. That means we stop somewhere because if there is no Guru and Krishna, if they are not present, which is there, which is a clear indication in chapter 1. When they are not present, then our so-called things is in the material plane only. It doesn't matter even if we use scriptures. For example, if a person, if a person is doing some yajna, let's say if a person is doing some yajna, for what? For the betterment of some person's health or so, something like that. Okay. A person is doing yajna for that, some kind of yajna. Okay. But if you actually see in that yajna, the intention is only to clear off something, clear off a bad karma which is there in one's life. Okay. But the thing is, through that clearing, in that clearing, there is no presence of the Lord. That means that might be cleared also. There's no problem of clearing that. It can be cleared through that process. But the thing is, another karma will also come. Just like Arjuna, after solving one problem, another problem came. after giving solution to another problem is coming, because he himself is thinking and then is trying to analyze one problem after another problem is coming. Through all those problems, at the end he says, my dear Lord, I cannot do this, because somehow this looks like a disturbance somewhere. Just imagine if Arjuna has that state. What about us? I always think about this. What about us? We're always bewildered, completely bewildered. If there is some change, for example, somebody is fired. It's a change in one's life. Immediately we get bewildered. What's going to happen? What's going to Nothing will happen. We should be grateful that Krishna, up until this point of time, I was able to work. That means whatever we have received, we don't see that, but we see what we don't have. Just like Arjuna, he's seeing from another perspective. What is that another perspective? He's keeping himself aside. This is a completely selfless plane only. Please try to understand. This is not a selfish plane. He's not thinking like Duryodhana. It's completely selfless. But still, that selflessness is not helping. Just try to understand, if that selflessness is itself is not helping, means that selflessness, in that selflessness, there is no Guru and Krishna. Please try to understand this. There is no, they are not there. That is selfless only. Please try to understand. This is more of an impersonal side. Because if the child is not thinking about the parents and then doing something out of his own whims, that might be correct or wrong also. We don't know. But when he goes as per the instructions of the parents, then parents have seen through that situation, then it comes correct. Because parents have gone through that. But if the child is doing independently, then it can give results or not. Likewise, Arjuna, when he was doing independently, it's not giving him satisfaction to the heart. Because in none of those words there is Krishna. If a difficulty is coming, if you are thinking independent of the Lord by not depending on the Lord, that is also impersonalism. That might give results, but that will not give satisfaction to the heart. That result is coming, but still that anxiety will be there in the heart. It will not go. Just like Arjuna had anxiety. The jiva will also carry that anxiety. Please try to understand. It's very important what we discussed today. The jiva is actually carrying that anxiety. Why? Even though the problem is solved. For example, let's say the problem might be solved because Daivi Yashguna Mamaya Durata. Prakriti might solve sometimes she might solve some problems. Through our good karma or bad karma, whatever it is, the solution will be in both the ways, good or bad. Right? But when those two solutions, when a person is actually working for simply for the pleasure of the Lord, doesn't matter. He's not worried about the result. He's just doing it for the pleasure of the Lord. That is an indication of a purity. That is indication that we are actually really taking shelter of the Lord. This is a sign. That person will actually come out of na dhana, na jana, na sundari. Because he knows there is no happiness in that. Because he's realized. Just like that mother who's trained up both the child. Both the child were first class. Because what is the first primary reason? They had deep relationship with the mother. Mother is a spiritual master for them also. Not just mother, she's spiritual master also. The third child has relationship, but he was not trained up. But through that relationship, immediately he remembered his mother during the difficulty, because his mother told him, the difficult times you should see that. You should open up that box and then read what I said. All your difficulties will be dissipated. He understood that. He accepted that. Before even he opened up, he's out of that problem, dear devotees. Yes, that is a power of relationship. Very powerful. That is bhakti actually. Bhakti means relationship only. Bhakto sime saka chete rahasyam etam uttama. Arjuna, Krishna tells Arjuna very nicely. My dear Arjuna, I'm not telling you because I'm only telling you because you are my friend. That means Krishna is feeling the relationship with Arjuna. He's not telling Duryodhana or he's not telling Dushashana. He's not telling Duryodhana's father, Dhritarashtra. He's not telling any of those things because they know they do not have a relationship. They know. Very, very important. Likewise, sadhus, they only tell, Vaishnavas, they only tell whoever is receptive. Otherwise, they'll not open up. They'll not reveal the internal things. Internal things are only opened up through relationship. Very, very. So I'll just stop here. Anyone would like to add anything? So it's an interesting aspect which we discussed today of how problems have to be
హరే కృష్ణ
seen.
ప్రభుజీ.
Now, Chanika, చెప్పరా హరే కృష్ణ.
నిజంగా అంటే మనం కృష్ణతో రిలేషన్లో ఉంటే ఆ, మిగిలిన అన్నీ కూడా చాలా చిన్నవి అనిపించింది. ఆ రిలేషన్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఆ, మనకి ఏమి ఆస్పైరింగ్గా ఉన్నాము అంటే ఆ ట్రూ రిలేషన్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు మిగిలిన ఏవి కూడా మనల్ని అంత ప్రభావితం చేయలేవు అనిపించింది. ఎప్పుడైతే రిలేషన్ నుంచి కొంచెం దూరం వెళ్తున్నామో అదర్ ఈ మెటీరియల్ రిలేషన్షిప్స్ అన్నీ కూడా మన మీద మళ్ళా ప్రభావం చూపించే అవకాశాలు చాలా ఎక్కువగా ఉంటాయి. అది నిజంగా నేను చూశాను. నా లైఫ్‌లో నేను ఫేస్ చేశాను. ఆహ్, అదొకటి షేర్ చేసుకోవాలనుకున్నాను. నాకు ఈరోజు మళ్ళా గెట్ బ్యాక్ టు మై ఫస్ట్ ఇనీషియల్ డేస్ క్లాసెస్ అనిపించింది.
Nice. Thank you, Ram Chanikya. Sorry, there are some other participants who cannot understand Telugu, but thank you for sharing that. I think we will stop here. Thank you all very much. Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanatranam Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Today's class was very touching, especially when you spoke about the little kids and how they experience, how they should know what is a soul, what is that is very important. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.